Oh man, my best friend posted a new video. I wonder what it's gonna be about. Oh, this isn't good. There's slander going on in my house. And while he may pay half of all the bills in the house, I don't see Logan anywhere on the deed of my house. So if it's my job to correct what was wrongly set upon my household's honor, respect, and my future bloodline, what is actually the best puzzle game? Well, let me ask you something. Do you like, I don't know, beer, smoking cigarettes, explosions, guns, violence, sex, money, fast cars, gambling, or any of these 4,000 other alternatives? Then you might have heard of a little underground game called Dr. Robotnik's Motherfucking Mean Bean Machine. Now, if you're new to shooting RPGs at Bond villains and parachuting onto a beach covered in oiled up men and women while Sorry for Party Rocking plays in the background, then I'll excuse you for now for not knowing about this masterpiece. So let's get down to business. Dr. Robotnik's Motherfucking Mean Bean Machine, shortened to DRMFMB, is a very obvious westernized reskin of Puyo Puyo, which came out in 1991 for the MSX2 in Japan and was later translated into English and released in 1992 as an arcade game. Sega, wanting to put the game on the Genesis, feared the game would do horrible in the States due to our lovely problem of hating things that are different than what we're used to. And if America found out about Carbuncle earlier than we were ready for it, who knows what would have happened? Thus, Sega did what any self-respecting Japanese company did in the 90s. Covered it in furry and Italians. And 1 year later, in 1993, the game was released on the Sega Genesis. Now, we all know Dr. Robotnik, but what the hell is a mean bean machine? Let me read you an excerpt on the premise of the game. In quotes, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, the game is set on the planet Mobius, which is inhabited by bean-like creatures. Dr. Robotnik conceives a plan to bring terror to the world by kidnapping the citizens of Beanville and turning them into robot slaves, eventually creating an army that will help him rid the planet of fun and joy. To achieve this, he creates the Mean Bean Steaming Machine in order to transform the bean-like creatures into robots. Putting his plan into motion, Robotnik sends out his henchbots to gather all the bean-like creatures and group them together into a dark dungeon so they can be sent to the Mean Bean Steaming Machine. So the plot is about a guy who kidnaps people from their homes, turns them into slaves, and then puts those people in a steaming machine. Sega! Alright, well, let's boot up this game and see what it's all about. Oh my god, it's Carbuncle! Never mind, his name's Has-Been in this game. Now, despite the game being hard as fuck to win, that may be because I'm bad at puzzle games, but other people online also said it's relatively hard. And after 45 minutes of playing, I got bested by this piece of shit. This green motherfucker. Whenever he's got you on the ropes, he holds his finger up like a smug fucking asshole. But what I will say is that the gameplay of Puyo Puyo has always been a joy to me. It's simple to learn and hard to master. Just match 4 of the same color. If you match a color, drop rocks on the opposing player that they need to clear out by matching adjacent colors. First person to run out of room on the screen loses. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, picture every opponent after the first 3 to be pro Tetris players and you just started playing. It's genuinely unfair on how hard this game gets. Here's an example. Here I'm playing against the final boss, Eggman, on easy mode. I'm doing, but out of nowhere, Eggman gets this massive combo and throws all kinds of shit on my screen, which leads to my demise, since I can't combo fast enough to throw any shit on his screen. This game hurts to lose and feels great to win. I can only imagine the euphoric feeling that I would get from seeing that green bastard exploding right after I beat him. And that's the one problem I have with this game. It's too hard for me to experience the whole thing. With it only being 12 stages, it's incredibly short, but since my ass is so bad at the game that I can't play the rest of it, there's a problem there. God, I'm starting to sound like the reviewers for Cuphead that couldn't get past the tutorial. The style of Sonic, and specifically the best character in the franchise, Dr. Robotnik, with the fun gameplay of Puyo Puyo, makes this by far my favorite puzzle matcher. And that's saying something because I really do not like Sonic at all. This and Sonic Spinball are the only 2 Sonic games that I actually like. But no one seems to like Sonic Spinball, so I feel like I'm definitely the outlier in both of them. Chuzzle is great, but it's way too scary. I mean, look at those things. And don't even get me started on when the big Chuzzle shows up. Pedal the Pond doesn't really scratch that brain itch that I get. It's just too easy. So really the only thing that I could say is on par with this game is like Tetris Effect because of how fucking good it feels to play. Realistically, I could just say my TV-headed PNG tuber friend is on the same level as me. Saying that this niche-ass puzzle game is the best in the business is dumb and stupid on both of our cases. But I will be damned if the crackheads that walk past my house think this is a pedal to pawn home. This is a mean bean machine home where we listen to the Beatles on vinyl, smoke in the house, and hit our son when he doesn't bring us another beer.